Peace, what's happening? I'm Kalanji Jamachang. I'm the national coordinator, the founder of the FTP movement, author of How to Build a People's Army. I'm here today, to talk about some of the injustices going on here in America. A lot of times folks talk about things like slavery, and they talk about how slavery is over and how it was a thing of the past, when in reality there's a new form of slavery, and that's the prison industrial complex. There was some studies, some research done by an attorney by the name of Michelle Alexander, who's also an author of the book called The New Jim Crow. And she talked about how the fact that there are more people incarcerated right now than there were slaves in 1850, before the Civil War. So, the reality is, when we talk about folks freeing the slaves, we talk about emancipation, we talk about Abraham Lincoln and all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, America was built off of forced labor, and they profit off of, individuals being, locked up, incarcerated, so on and so forth. Here in America, they say that African Americans are 13% of the population, and that's great. Only problem is we are close to 60% of the prison population. So mathematically, there's an issue. It's impossible it's not impossible because it's possible here in America, but in any civilized situation, for you to say that it's 13% of the population and close to 60% of the prison population is a major issue. Folks ask the question, why? Is it because of the fact that blacks are more likely to commit crime? Is it the fact that there's no community centers, gangster rap, all of that? No, that's not the issue. The issue is that the prison industrial complex, the prison system is a $450 billion a year system. $450 billion. So it's about money, and that's all slavery was ever about. It wasn't about, I don't like black people, I don't, what I'm saying, I just want to turn them into slaves, so on and so forth. That situation was created by those folks, the founding fathers who established this particular country, and they wanted the poor whites to feel like, they were better than someone, so they turned them against Africans. You know what I mean? So they said that black folks was 3/5 of human. 3/5 of a human being, and to this day, that's how we're treated. So right now, it's about 2.5 million folks incarcerated here in America, and altogether with parole, with supervised, different types of supervised pieces, juvenile, all that type of stuff. We're looking over 6 million people right now who are pretty much under the microscope, whether they are physically incarcerated or whether they're incarcerated or whether they're being monitored. And one of the things I would also like to point out is when we talk about the prison system, there is, if you have enough money, you can actually own your own prison. Just like slavery, there's privatized prisons, there's corporations, who have, on Wall Street, that own stock in the prison system. So there's prison labor. You have different corporations who outsource to these prisons, and they actually pay the state, and they pay some of these private institutions to warehouse these individuals and have them work for free. That's slavery by another name. You know what I'm saying? Call it what you want to, indentured servants, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's what's really going on. So we got to be mindful of what the situation is. It's not about crime. It's not about a war on drug, war on terror, none of that type of stuff. It's a war on the people, and that's what it's really all about.